We just packed up from a really good session on a lake that I never thought I'd ever get a chance to fish, but I'll tell you more when we're back home. We just got home after a session on Kevin Nash's Church Lake. It's a lake which we've really wanted to fish for quite a while, but we never thought we'd ever get the chance to. But yeah, the session was absolutely brilliant. So we arrived on Friday about midday, and straight away after the first few walks round we noticed the fish were sort of held up in one of the corners, swimming through a gap between the island and the bank, and because of the clear water you could really see them quite well. Because the fish were really clearly visible, really close in, I got my free lining rod, just put some maggots on the hook and tried to get one to take a slow sinking hook bait. I did plenty of casts of the fish that I was seeing, and it was soon obvious that the fish, they weren't going to take that slow sinking hook bait. So we set up base camp and got the bottom bait rods out. The tactics we chose to use were all based around fishing maggots in the gaps in the weed. It's a very weedy lake, so we spent a lot of time finding the clear patches and getting rigs presented perfectly on them. The way we chose to feed was just a few handfuls of bait over each spot. The mix we made up consisted of maggots, particle and boilie crumb. The rigs we presented over the bait were simply balls of maggots just popped up off the lake bed. We used our method of threading maggots onto a needle and tying them with thread into a ball. This will create the perfect hook bait. I'm absolutely loving my time here already at Church Lake, and just sitting here now listening out
The fireworks.
It was firework night yesterday and it was really wet, and I think everybody's just using their fireworks up today. Let's hope that doesn't spook the carp too much, but I've been listening out and I've heard quite a few big fish lump out, and that has got me proper excited. So I'm going to sit here for another couple of hours and listen out, and hopefully something happens in the night. Hopefully we get a screaming run. Soon after the fireworks stopped, I had a bunch of fish jump out down my left hand margin. Now I didn't have any rods there, so I quickly reeled in my two out into open water, and luckily I had a couple of sawn-offs already set up with maggot rigs on them to flick out down there. And I was so glad I did that, because only 2 hours later one of the Church Lake carp picked up my hook bait. Got it? Yeah, hey. The fireworks stopped a couple of hours ago, but then we started to hear them jumping around the lake. I think that's when they got back on the feed. Anyway, this one ripped off. What a beautiful fish. So dark across the top, and big mouth on it that gobbled up my maggots. I got the rod back out on the spot, and the fish must have been having a massive feast that night, because before morning another one of my rods was away. The rain's just started. Sitting in my bed chair, I just couldn't get back to sleep after that common, and another rod has ripped off. It looks huge. They all look huge, bro. Come on. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't believe it. I absolutely blown away. That fight was absolutely incredible. I got it over the net and then it went another 20 yards out and then another 20 yards right. Yes, it's so bad. It's in the net now. It's just getting light on Church Lake, and I'm so relieved that a couple of my rods ripped off last night. First one was about midnight, and then my other rod that I put down the bank, because I was seeing a few fish down there, that one went off, and that one was a big one. Had that about an hour ago, but it's just getting light now, so we'll get that out in a minute and show you. But I've actually seen quite a few fish showing over the rod that I've left out in this swim to my right, so you never know, there's always a chance, and it feels very good for a bite. Oh my god. And this one hasn't stopped yet.
Please.
Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, he's coming. Yes.
Second fish from Church Lake, and it's £37, 4 ounce. What a beast! Oh yes, it gave an incredible fight, and it looks incredible as well. And from an incredible lake, I'm so happy. Yes, just incredible. Just incredible. My last remaining of my 3 rods ripped off, and it was this one. Definitely one of the best looking fish I've ever caught. And at £29, 8 ounces, one of the biggest, best looking fish I've ever caught. Come on, those scales are huge. The rest of the session quickly passed, and unfortunately with no more carp to show for our efforts, but it was an amazing place to spend a couple of nights, and it was a session I will never forget.